Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा, आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के फेमिनाइन डिलेमा के तीसरे सत्र में, राइज अबव एंड स्टेबलाइज। सो आज का हम सत्र शुरू करेंगे। हिज ग्रेस आत्माराम गौरंग प्रभु जी एंड हर ग्रेस लीला राधिका माता जी आज के सेशन को लेंगे। सो आई विल गिव अ स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन अबाउट माता जी एंड प्रभु जी. So His Grace Atmaram Gaurang Prabhuji is from ISKCON NVCC Pune, and he came to Krishna consciousness in 2005 after reading the Bhagavad Gita, and he has been practicing Krishna consciousness for the last 19 years. Currently, he is performing various services as a congregation counselor and preaching in colleges like IIT Powell, BJ Medical College, etc., and NS coordinator. He also guides scores of individuals and couples on building more fulfilling life, and he brings over 12 years of experience for us, offering a personalized coaching that focuses on emotional intelligence, cognitive behavioral modifications, building a win-win mindset, and self-triggered learning. It helps in navigating conflicts, seeking a better understanding, or simply aiming for personal growth with one's relationship. On the family front, his wife, her Grace Leela Radhika Mataji, is a dentist, and they have two kids, Chaitanya and Yaduvar. Mataji also teaches at Bhaktivedanta Model School. It is our fortune that Prabhuji and Mataji are here for us, giving a session and sharing their insights. Let us welcome them by loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mataji, Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sanskriti.
Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangam langayate girim. Yadripatam bande, Shri Gurudevatam Paramanam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we are very happy to come back with our third session. And we are coming after a long gap, so we want to beg forgiveness for this long gap, but we'll definitely first of all review, revise whatever we did so that we can overcome this long lag, and then we will start off very quickly. So I hope लंबा गैप हुआ है तो आप लोग सब भूल तो नहीं गए हैं कि क्या डिस्कस किया था हम लोगों ने. I hope all of you remember what we have been discussing so far. So anybody would like to volunteer and kind of say what we have covered in the previous two sessions? It will be good to, or how many of you are doing it for the first time? How how many of you joining for the first time? You may raise your hand. And those who have done this session before, the first two session or either of them, so you would like to share something what you have learned in the previous 1-2 sessions. Would you like to, anybody of you who has attended the last 2 sessions would like to say something?
Yeah, 2 parameters that we discussed in the form of quadrant, if anybody remembers.
Why we are discussing this topic, anything, so just whatever comes at top of your mind, जो पहले attend कर चुके हैं.
You can type it in the chat box.
Or you can unmute. If you are okay, Anjana, so I'll unmute. I think I'll.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, for the last 2 classes, I was not live, but then I heard your lecture from YouTube very long back. But what I recollected, actually, I want to say how it helped me. So I'm unmarried, but still I understood that there are like management skills are very necessary. Whoever you are, wherever you are, in which stage you are, there are 4 levels which you discussed, and you asked us to identify ourselves, which quadrant we belong to, and understand our aspirations, whether, and even if you have aspirations, you don't have aspirations, and then your management skills associated with it, and how you're going to cope up with it. And if you have aspirations, if you don't have aspirations, and if you have management skill, if you don't have management skill, what are the outcomes or the consequences you are going to face? So this was what I remember. And you asked us to analyze it, and even if wherever we are, if you don't have the skills, you have to try develop it in terms of anything. So we can develop it. That was the thing which I got from the last 2 class. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Perfect. So Anjana, Mother, from where are you? Which place? I think you'll have to.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Currently, I am working in Mumbai. Basically, I am from Kerala.
Kerala. Okay. Great. So great. So nice. Thank you so much. And I think precisely spot on. We have been discussing on the life management skills. Life management skills is slightly different from the typical skills of earning money or anything else. No, it's about managing your own self, managing the relationships around you, managing the different responsibilities we get, how well equipped we are. Okay, so that was the life management skills. Okay, so that's what we discussed. Okay, good. Anybody else would like to say anything of what we did last 2 times? Any points which you could recollect and you would like to say? Please raise your hand or maybe put it in chat. I can see somebody. Yeah, we were learning about expectations and aspirations. Yes. Okay. Anybody else would like to say anything? Internal growth. Yes. Last time we moved on to the internal growth part. Okay. Now it is important for us to internally grow. Very good. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else would like to say anything before we start off? Yeah, issue. Okay. So I'll.
Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Anji, so mainly we discussed about aspirations and skills and how growth mindset is very important in both in all the quadrants. And also then we moved ahead, like we discussed how emotional stability, 7 pillars of balance, and how
Yes.
do we internalize Krishna consciousness. And then we finally reached to the natural state in Krishna consciousness. That is our main purpose. So we were discussing about the like brief idea that what are these stages, how can we move ahead in natural state in Krishna consciousness. And
Perfect.
you also told in that in the females mainly emotional stability is like very important, and also in fact balance is very important in Krishna consciousness that we have to internalize. So this was also
Perfect.
discussed.
Perfect. Okay, so good. So I think there is some faint remembrance. Some of you have joined for the first time. So we'll quickly now start revising what we did. Okay, and just allow me one moment. Okay. Yes. So very quickly we'll review, revise. ये चीजें what we are discussing over here, these things are not commonly discussed, in Bhagavatam classes maybe, in the typical seminars we have, but these are very important aspects, and this will help us in our devotional life, because our knowledge of absolute truth is one thing, spiritual realm, absolute truth, okay, and that is like common for all of us. But then application of that understanding of absolute truth in our own situations, that is where we face issues, right? We face this or that, what to do, what not to do. So this is the whole premise, and specifically we are doing this program, or this section is only, or this part is only for training our Matajis of our movement in some way, who are about to get married, or some of you may be already married. So the whole idea is that no certain issues which all of you must be facing based on our experience of talking to so many couples and Matajis, it really will help us to orient ourselves. That's the whole idea. So we discussed about why we are trying to do this is because females in Krishna consciousness, they are faced with multiple pressure points. There is sadhana, there is career, there is family, there is a pressure to get married. Once you are married, then there is a pressure to with the partner, the relatives of the partner, etc., etc. One's own health, one's own physical health, one's own mental health, then one's own aspiration. There are multiple pressure points which the females in Krishna consciousness they face. So this managing those pressure points uh, in a very effective way, that is the goal. That is the goal of our life. Okay, and to do that better is where we discuss this 4 quadrants. That there are 2 dimensions. One was the aspirations part, and the other was the skill part. The skill is aspirations to grow, achieve certain things. Now, those achievements may be in the area of my career, my my professional life, my student life, or it may be even in the devotional realm. Okay, I want to become a preacher. I want to do this. I want to contribute in this way. I want to be in services. I want to, do certain things in movement. So we find people of these 2 varieties where people have very high aspirations. Okay, and consequently, they may also have very high achievements also. And then there are people who are kind of low moderate aspirations. Even if they come in devotional life, they are having they're chilled in their life. They don't have many aspirations. Nothing is right or wrong over here. Okay, because it all comes with our gunas. Okay, which is okay. The other dimension of our life is that of skills. Okay, life management skills. Now there we are not talking about management skill per se of any managing any of it is managing our own life. Okay, our own life and lives of people around us. We, managing the difficult situations in our life, managing the difficult people around us. Okay, so that's the skills part of it. Take home message, we'll not repeat this thing because we have already gone through it. Generally what happens is aspirations high when people have, they may have high achievements as well. And when we achieve high things and recognition in the society, it may be within the devotional society, or it may be the society where we are working, or whatever it is. We may those external recognition and achievements may make us feel comfortable about it, and then it may so be that in our individual life we don't have that very high skills, life management skills. Okay, and then we start facing issues in our personal lives. So although we are doing externally amazing, but internally we are having एक बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट, दूसरा बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट, धार 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 सब कुछ हो रहा है लाइफ में, फट रहा है इधर से उधर. तो so this is where it becomes important for us to not ignore this skill management, life management skill concept, or not ready to grow in that area. Okay, so that is the first aspect of it, right? You want to add something to this? Hmm? And then the other aspect to it is one will so achievements should not make us feel that you know should not hide us, or should not make us feel that okay, I can ignore the development of my life management skills. We should not be blinded by those achievements, because at the end of the day, when you have to live your life on a day-to-day basis, skills have to be high. Okay, skills have to be grown up. Okay, so that's a very take home message. So if I were to say, the life management skills will give us the substance in life. Okay, it may not give us the height in life, okay, immediately, but it gives us substance, and that substance becomes a foundation of our life, where we can grow and have more achievements also. There is no problem in that. Okay, so that was
aspirations, even if they are low to moderate, we can still work with that. But if we are having low life management skills, and whether low or high aspirations, but we will not be having a satisfied life, or as Prabhu said, that there will be no substance, because we'll be messing up with other areas of life. So developing our skills becomes a very important thing, that life management skills. So whether we have low to moderate or high aspirations, that's fine. But we have to surely develop life management skills.
sometimes when we have high aspirations and high achievements, and especially in the devotional realm, then it may also increase our ego. Okay, and we may feel that I am so amazing, I'm so great, I don't need any correction. That may actually block our learning path. Whereas Krishna consciousness is supposed to make us more learning oriented, growth oriented, but we may start becoming more and more closed in our lives. Okay, so we have to be careful on this thing. So that is what we discussed in the quadrant part. If there is any question, please put it across. These are very subjective topics per se, but they're very important. Then we discussed on the pyramid, as somebody told, that how to build this life management skills and also have high aspirations, managing our aspirations very nicely. Then we introduced this pyramid of Krishna consciousness, where we told that rock bottom basic thing is emotional stability. Okay, we are stable, we are in the growth mode. Okay, then we can balance our life well. Okay, we have very good clarity of our different roles we are playing, and we are balancing all these roles very well. Typically we are not able to balance different roles very well if we have the issues in our stability. Okay, and when we do balance our roles well, then Krishna consciousness, of course there are struggles. We read 5th canto and 6th canto and so many sections in Bhagavatam. There are going to be struggles within these phases a lot. But generally, if one manages one's journey in Krishna consciousness well, then Krishna consciousness becomes more internalized and doesn't remain a, I mean, आपको ऐसा लगता होगा ना कि दो अलग अलग व्यक्ति नहीं रहेंगे हम लोग. We not remain two different people, that one is practicing this and one is this. So it becomes natural for us. That is where it becomes natural. That is a state we want to be in, that we want to happily susukham kartum avyayat. We want to happily and easily practice Krishna consciousness, not practice with lot of pressure and so much of tussle within. We don't want to practice like that. We want to practice naturally. Okay, so that is the objective, but this is the progression. So today we will be focusing on the rise above and stabilize. So as discussed, we'll be talking about the what stops us to become stably growing in our lives. Okay, stably growing in our lives. And this is where, I'll slightly unshare the screen, and because I want you to, if possible, like, want some interaction, as well. Rising above and stabilize. Okay. Do you think it is important? Do you think it is important for us to be stable? Do you think it hinders our Krishna conscious practices when we are not stabilized in our lives, when we are not emotionally strong, or what it is? It impacts, yes or no? Right. It does impact. So it is not a mundane thing, first of all. To discuss about this is not mundane. We are not probably talking about how, the creation is happening, or how the, everything is happening, how the, we are not talking probably the mellows of devotional service right now. But this is very important aspect, okay? And actually it is devotional also. I'll come to this. Now, let me just reshare the screen and show you the concept what we are talking about. Imagine that all of us as soul is what? Is an ocean. Okay, ocean of self. We are ocean because we have so many desires within. Our own existence is like an ocean. Okay. An ocean is like, so many things within us we have. Okay. And consider that ocean is like, is that ocean includes soul, it includes body, it includes mind, it includes our complete existence, right? You want to add something to this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So in Bhagavad Gita 2.13, Lord says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe, kaumaram yauvanam jara, tatha dehantara praptir, dhiras tatra namunyati. So as this soul is moving from one body to another body, from boyhood to youth, and then to old age, and then similarly it passes to another body, but a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So actually, who are we? We are soul. So this slide is actually representing this ocean. Okay, this ocean is representing our soul actually. So as soul, we have our potential is actually great, but that is getting limited by our mind. So these glaciers that you're seeing here, this is actually the blockages that is created by our mind. So we also see in Bhagavad Gita that what is that? Bandhuratmas manastasya yenat maivat manojitah. So that is what, जिसने अपने mind को mind is the biggest friend and the biggest enemy. So one who has controlled the mind becomes the best of the friends. One who has not controlled the mind is the biggest enemy. So these glaciers actually represent what? This is our mind. So as we are trying to sail in this, हमारी लाइफ में जो हम सेल कर रहे हैं, तो ये जो ग्लेशियर्स है, मतलब हमारा माइंड है, वो बहुत हिंड्रेंसेस लाता है हमें. Yes, continue.
Absolutely. So I want to tell you, yesterday I read something very interesting in Jeev Goswami's commentary on 10th canto. And all of you know about, slightly we'll deviate from this, and I want to just unshare the screen. You know everything what we are going to discuss now. So I think the secret is revealed. But yesterday I read something very interesting. I want to share with all of you. On 10th canto, Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadev Goswami to start speaking about Krishna Katha. And he tells one reason why we should hear Krishna Katha, because Krishna's lotus feet, and all of you must have heard this many times, but amazing perspective which was given by Jeev Goswami in his commentary. All of us must have read that, no, Krishna's lotus feet is like a boat, okay? And Yad Pallavam, I'm very poor in remembering shlokas. You don't know the shloka, Yad Pallavam. But anyways, it's about that Krishna's lotus feet is like a boat. And when one travels in that boat, this ocean of material existence becomes like a water which is compared to a hoof print, calf's hoof print. The ocean gets reduced to the hoof print. Now, at least I have read this hundreds of times. Okay. But G. Goswami tells a very interesting point. He tells that Krishna's lotus feet has two special qualities. One is that it becomes a boat in which the devotee can sit and it will cross over. Okay, so devotee can sit in that boat and cross over. Second thing is, the speciality of this boat is it reduces the ocean size. So the boat reduces the ocean size to the calf's hoof print. Now, what the similar thing happens with these glaciers or this mind, when that mind is, as she told, not in our control, not aligned to our growth. Uncontrolled minds doesn't mean that it will be keeping blabbering or something, but it is not aligned to my growth. It is not giving suggestions which is conducive to my growth. Then it is an uncontrolled mind. So the nature of these glaciers of unfriendly mind is such that not only, perverted, analogy of this is not only it blocks us, okay, just like glacier, it blocks the entry of the ship. But not only it does, but covers us completely. Self is completely by glacier. Further becomes as if, so our thought process also just gets limited by that. Although we are soul, we have amazing potential. We hear this, 55 of the 64 qualities are there. Then finally, Brahma is having 50 qualities. So Brahma and living entity, but we don't realize all those qualities. We don't realize all the potential within us, because when the mind is unfriendly, when such kind of things are there, and we get identify with it, then it covers our complete thought process. So people, though externally they may have everything, and internally they are soul. As soul, there is complete potential, but within themselves they feel, this is what it is. What I'm seeing is the world. Okay. So that is what a unfriendly mind can do. Okay, and this unfriendly mind has two symptoms or two aspects, which is not allowing us to rise. Okay, and the first most obvious glacier is comfort zone. देख रहे हैं ना आप, अपना हम एक स्वीट सा एक सर्कमफ्रेंस बना देते हैं हम लोग. We call it my sweet circumference. Somehow I got this photo with a female also, thankfully to Canva, so that it becomes more contextual. So my sweet circumference, मेरा ये एक area है, मेरा ये thoughts हैं, और I'm good with it. Whatever this is how I want my life to be. This is how
ये मुझे अच्छा लगता है, ये मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता, ये मैं करूंगी, ये मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. ओके, मैं ज्यादा लोगों से बात करना मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता है. आई डोंट लाइक टू बी सोशल. ओके, आई डोंट लाइक टू. तो एक हम अपना एक स्वीट सर्कमफ्रेंस बना लेते हैं. उसको वो कंफर्ट जोन है बेसिकली हमारा. उसके बियॉन्ड हम नहीं निकलना चाहते हैं. हमें लगता है कि ठीक है, आई एम कंफर्टेबल इन दिस, फाइन, वर्ल्ड इज डूइंग, लेट देम डू व्हाटएवर दे वांट टू डू. करेक्ट, मैं इसी में जीती हूँ. तो क्या होगा कोई ऐसे रहेगा तो क्या होगा? यस, एनी कमेंट्स? अगर कोई ऐसे रह रहा होगा तो ओके, फाइन ना, नो प्रॉब्लम. दैट्स व्हाट सम ऑफ अस थिंक. Chat box. Yes, you can type it. What will happen if we remain like this?
We can't grow further. No growth. That is there. We can't learn new things. Shall never be able to empathize. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We are social beings, so interactive. Yeah. There will be no exposure. Yes, absolutely. तो हर कोई हम में से एक कंफर्ट जोन में चला जाता है. ये एक बड़ा एनिमी है हमारे लर्निंग में, हमारे ग्रोथ में। कंफर्ट जोन मतलब क्या? somehow all maybe our experience is such that no, we have never been pushed us, we never push ourselves to अनकंफर्टेबल सिचुएशन। मेरे को एडजस्टमेंट नहीं करने, मेरे को शादी करनी है तो इसी टाइप के आदमी से करनी है, तो नहीं करनी है। अगर मेरे को वैसा आदमी जैसा मेरे को चाहिए वैसा नहीं मिला, it's going to be difficult, you know. So this is our comfort zone starts to impact us. Basically it pushes us not to adjust, no adjustments, no adaptations. Okay, that is going to create an issue for us, you know, when that is called getting locked with our comfort zone. Okay, and it may so be that no, because if you have to build life management skills, if you have to grow yourselves as a person who is able to manage oneself, manage others, manage your kids, manage your husband, manage your family members, manage so many things, you have to work on yourself. Okay, and why we are talking about this? Earlier this was a natural training 50 years back, 30 years back, as part of the home, but now all of us have a very different upbringing. We have a very different exposure we got right from our birth. Come after 5-10 years, it will be even more difficult and different exposure. Okay, so what happens is our generation who are like millennials so to say, जो 1980s में पैदा हुए थे, हम लोगों के पेरेंट्स इतने रिच नहीं थे, तो हम लोग मेहनत कर रहे थे, सब कुछ कर रहे थे, but now the generation is having some things already coming with them. Okay, so one will think that no, so that can be one of the reasons why why nothing. It may be that we never got enough challenges in our life and we have just become used to, although we have biologically grown, हमारे पास biologically we have grown like anything, but internally we are not, you know, we are not up to, as soon as challenges come, there is a problem which happens, you know. I don't want to take challenging situations, I just want to stay away from it, because I don't want to bother myself to change, to adapt, to learn, to make myself uncomfortable and go to next level. So that is the comfort zone.
So we may find some escape areas, you know, हम किस तरीके से उस challenging situation को escape कर सकते हैं. We may, you know, find हम लोग कुछ ऐसी चीजें करने लग जाएंगे जो हमें पसंद है, and then we start showing people that, you know, I'm busy there.
Yeah.
So all these things, and other thing is, एक तो ये just as Prabhu said, you know, we don't want to take any kind of challenges or difficult situations because उतना दिमाग ही नहीं लगाना. We are used to having that, you know, comfortable life. And दूसरा is, second thing is, we have fear of failure.
Yeah.
Why we don't want to come out of comfort zone is we fear. What if we fail? So वो fear की वजह से हमें आगे नहीं बढ़ना है.
Yes, exactly. So the other thing of comfort zone, sometimes we may justify it by philosophy. Now we have come to Krishna consciousness, somehow we may justify it by philosophy. अरे मैंने प्रभुपाद के परपट में ये पढ़ा है कि this family life is just an entanglement. अंदर ये problem है कि मेरे को I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the complication of having a kid or this or that or increasing my family or family. But I'll find a relevant purport line to justify my stand. ये एक अलग दिक्कत हो जाती है when we know philosophy but we don't know ourselves well enough. Okay, so especially for devotees it may get come guarded, and I can tell you there are so many examples. Like no, we keep hearing that where people are devotees and they feel it is a hindrance in my devotional life to have kids. It is a hindrance in my devotional life to get married at right age, and then finally they get married, but they get married in a very compromised way. They get kids, but they get in a very difficult. So sometimes we just, you know, just don't want to be uncomfortable about it. Okay, therefore we feel कि अच्छा बस ऐसे बैठे रहो, and now I've got a reason to justify myself. But the thing is, if we don't grow according to the stage of my life, if I don't act according to that, there will be issues, right? There will be issues, right? If you are not acting according to the stage and phase of your life. And जैसे एक छोटा सा बच्चा होता है, that small kid pees in the bed, everybody claps. But 9-year-old kid when pees in the bed, it gets a slap, you know. So the thing is, when we are changing our phases of life, when we are growing in terms of age, we are supposed to take more on us and grow according to that. That's why varnashram is there. Varnashram का पूरा establishment इसके लिए है कि जैसे जैसे हमारी एज हो उस हिसाब से हम लोग वो डिसीजंस उस फेज में हम घुसे। हमेशा पिछले फेज के अपने कंफर्टेबल, वो कंफर्ट कहीं से भी आ सकता है, हो सकता है हमारे पेरेंट्स से ही आ रहा हो, बाय द वे, हो सकता है वो कंफर्ट हमारे रिलेटिव से आ रहा हो, या किसी डिवोटी से भी आ सकता है वो कंफर्ट। बट हमें देखना चाहिए कहाँ पे मैं उतना कंफर्टेबल ना हो जाऊं कि मैं ग्रो ही नहीं कर रही हूँ अपने लाइफ में, ग्रो ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ अपनी लाइफ में। आई एम नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग ऑन माई ग्रोथ। ओके, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू नो। Okay, so so taking responsibilities according to my phase of life and not justifying it philosophically. Oh no, I am not going to do this. Okay, because
So we have to have that open-mindedness.
Yes,
To grow and to learn. Yes, so we can be open-minded, fine. I will commit mistakes in the process of growing up. I will fail, but I may commit many mistakes, but I am not a mistake, correct? Krishna has made me, so I am not a mistake. So surely everybody to err is human. So we all commit mistakes, but that doesn't mean that we stop our growth because of that fear. Or second is we don't want to grow just because we are very much comfortable in our zone and we don't want to. We were just discussing the example of Srila Prabhupada before this.
Yeah.
So anybody in that age would not want to go beyond that comfort zone. When Srila Prabhupada was staying in Radha Damodar temple, courtyard of Radha Damodar temple, he had his room there. And, he was translating books and then taking darshan of Shri Radha Damodar. And then there was Rupa Goswami Pa's Samadhi.
Yeah.
So what else a person spiritually, he was like completely absorbed spiritually and in a perfect atmosphere of Sri Vrindavan Dham in the temple of Shri Radha Damodar. So who would like to, extend themselves at the age of 70 and come out of. So Srila Prabhupada was never in his comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Never ever. Not that he was in his comfort zone and he stepped out at the age of 70. No. He was always looking for a chance to go to US. Somebody should sponsor his ticket and somehow he should go to US and preach the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he always wanted to go out and preach. So seeing this example, you're thinking that, at the age of 70, and we are just like, youth. So how much we should be, taking this lesson from Srila Prabhupada, how much we should want to grow in our spiritual life, and of course, overall, growth in our life.
Yeah. So this is very important point. Prabhupada was a sannyasi, and in his phase, the sannyasi's duty is to preach. He could have been in his comfort zone, remaining like a Babaji in Vrindavan, but he didn't do that. He was an acharya then also. Okay. But he went out and moved ahead and actually did all the duties which are pertaining to a sannyasi, okay, of preaching, initiating devotees and all. So as she told, it is not about, we are not saying that all of you need to leave your home and start preaching, but in the phase of life, when Prabhupada was a grahastha, he was failing in his business, he tried this, he was failing in his job, he tried something else. He was very clear that as a grahastha, it's my duty to ensure that my family is maintained. Okay. So when we are talking about the lesson, it's about getting this concept in our mind that according to the phase of my life, I have to embrace the duty and responsibility which comes to me and grow with it. Okay. And accept it, because acceptance means there'll be change.
And sometimes what happens कि हम लोग ग्रोथ मतलब वो एक ही पैरामीटर को ग्रोथ पकड़ते हैं.
हाँ.
जैसे अगर किसी ने if some girl has done some high education and she is practicing very good career before her marriage, तो उसको ये fear रहेगा कि अगर मैंने शादी कर ली और अगर मैंने So अगर मैंने शादी कर ली और अगर मैंने बच्चे कर लिए शादी के बाद, if I have children, तो मेरा ये growth stop हो जाएगा. तो ये growth mindset नहीं है, please.
हाँ, that is not growth mindset.
So as he said, according to the phase of life, correct? तो यहाँ पर then one again, you know, यहाँ पर आते हैं life management skills कि now I am a wife and according to the phase of my life I have to take up another, you know, role of becoming a mother now. And when I become a mother, I will then, you know, have children, and how then I'll manage my career part. So ये सबके लिए individual रहता है based on their career, their family situations, okay? तो but thing is that, you know, growth in all the areas, not just one area कि हम career grow कर रहे हैं या फिर हम एक ही side में grow कर रहे हैं. Growth मतलब as an individual how I am growing. Suppose a lady who has just focused on her career growth, she becomes 40 and she realizes that, or she becomes say 36, 37, and she realizes that at the age of 36, 37, now she wants to become a mother. Because क्या हो गया, कितने साल, अगर suppose 12 साल हमने बहुत अच्छे से career practice कर लिया, but you will have that need of becoming a mother, correct? Usually women have that inbuilt, you know, desire to become a mother. So if that उस समय वो cover हो जाएगा because of career growth, but then it will come out later in the life. Absolutely. So we have to grow according to our phase. तो जब हम वो वाला phase लेंगे of becoming a wife and becoming a mother at the right age, and then of course managing our career थोड़ा you know, it is again, you know, as we said, we are not managing our life properly.
Absolutely. So in a career, it can be even sometimes devotional. People may take devotional. Let's say I'm taking program of 100 people, 150 people. I'm doing very good. Preaching is very good. Book distribution is very good. But then according to the phase, like Prabhupada, you know, that famous where Prabhupada told one of the devotee, Mataji, she was like a cook in temple and she was always with deities. So, but when Prabhupada heard that she is not focusing on her kid, then Prabhupada told that this kid is your deity. Okay, so focus on that. You know, Prabhupada had that understanding and mood that we should be flexible to understand, flexible enough to understand now what is my new service. Now what is my new service? Now what is the new form of my service? So this new form of service is not changing, but the new forms are coming. So we should be flexible. So when we are comfortable in comfort zone, we are rigid like this. But when we have a practice to get out of our comfort zone, we become flexible to see various forms of the service. Okay. And as she told, first is when you understand, no, I have to grow. No, this is something I am delaying my marriage because of whatever reason, because of my own unnecessary fears, or then first thing we'll get attacked is the fear of failure. हमें लगेगा uncertainty. क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा. It's okay, normal. We have to navigate. That is the time we should open up. We should open up in front of our seniors, open up in front of devotees, and try to see and move ahead and take a step. When we take a step, we'll have to learn because we'll do mistakes. It is not that anybody is going to be perfect. It's fine. Okay, perfect. I'll tell you, there was one devotee boy. Okay, I used to go to a medical college in Calcutta, and this devotee boy was, I asked him, when are you getting married? So he was doing some MD in dermatology or something like that. So he told that I don't want to get married because if I get married, I'll have kids. If I have kids, I'll love them. And what if something happens to them? So I don't want to get married. Some very strange reason not to get married. So I've heard a lot of strange reasons of not getting married from various devotees. We hear a lot of strange reasons. Okay. But then eventually that devotee got married. But point is that this kind of understanding is, your voice is breaking. Is it breaking now? Is our voice clear, or is it still breaking? It's okay. आया क्या कुछ? ठीक है. Still break sometimes. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if how much you heard or something like that. I hope it was clear. But what we are talking about is this comfort zone is something which we need to keep breaking. Okay, based on the phase of life. अब मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि some a mother or father may become comfortable with having their son or daughter grown up, and when they're about to get married, that may be the comfort zone. Me, my son, my daughter, and we are very comfortable with it. So even if the son or daughter get married, when they're getting married, a new lady or a new person is coming in their life. Okay, which means their life is now alag. It's a separate thing. Okay. But if I am too much attached to my comfort zone, I keep interfering in their lives. I keep interfering in their situation because I am so attached to my comfort zone. So that time, my phase of life is I had done whatever I had to do in terms of empowering my kids. Now let them live their life. Let me be an advisor to them. Let me be that kind of guiding light for them for whatever experiences I had. And let me focus on something else. Okay. So once, we were talking to one of the very senior Mataji in our movement. She has spent like 35, 40 years. And she has seen a lot of changes in our movement. And she was saying that, no, when people are about to get married, they behave like sannyasis, okay, or vanaprasthis. And when they are actually supposed to take vanaprasth, they start behaving like grahastha. Okay, so because that need is there, right? So point is that no, we are so attached to our our present situation of comfortable situation, whatever we have created, that we don't, but we'll grow when we accept the rules and regulations of next phase. और आपको पता है scripturally इसको क्या बोलते हैं? What is this called scripturally? This whole attitude of not growing according to the phase of life. Hmm? Yeah. What is it called? Anybody knows? It's called niyamagraha, niyamagraha. Have you heard of this? One of the 6 things which interferes the growth of devotional service. This mentality, it interferes us. Okay. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written a book called Bhaktya Lok. It's a beautiful book which talks about these 6 things elaborately. And there he explains niyamagraha, niyamagraha, where one is not ready to move to the next phase. One is not ready to move. One, although biologically is in the next phase, but is attached to the rules and regulations of previous phase. So based on the phase, we have to change. That is the law of this world. Okay. So that is one. Yeah.
Next is emotional stability.
Yeah, we can go to emotional stability. So this is how it is. So this is the comfort zone. We can do more discussion. Of course, these are topics worth discussing. So keep expanding your comfort zone. Okay. Then we are growing. And she took a very good example of Prabhupada actually. Prabhupada, if you see, leave aside the Acharya, he is an Acharya, he is Nitya Siddha, everything. But even if you see him from the perspective of somebody who built an organization like ISKCON, so much value he added to the people around him just because he was never in his comfort zone. He added value to himself and he added value to others. That's how Prabhupada was. Okay. Okay. Now we'll come to the next, unresolved emotions. Unresolved emotions. ये बहुत छोटा सा ग्लेशियर दिख रहा है, जान के छोटा दिखाया क्योंकि बहुत छोटा होता है पर अंदर बहुत बड़ा होता है. तो एक तो प्रॉब्लम ये हो सकती है कि वी आर नॉट pushing ourselves because we are attached to our comfort zone. The other can be fear of our past.
Actually, this small glacier, वो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं ये पास्ट में हुए so what exactly ये जो small glacier क्या represent करता है? हमारे कुछ past negative events जो हमारा present mold कर रहे हैं. Okay, तो हमारा प्रेजेंट बिहेवियर, हमारा प्रेजेंट रिएक्शंस टू सिचुएशंस, हाउ वी आर, वी सी दैट कितने भी प्रोवोकिंग सिचुएशंस आ जाएं, कुछ लोग एकदम काम रहते हैं, कुछ लोग छोटी सी बात पे भी चिढ़ने लग जाते हैं, गुस्सा आ जाता है बहुत कुछ लोगों को, और कुछ लोग बहुत डरते हैं नए इनिशिएटिव लेने से। कुछ लोग छोटा सा भी काम आ गया, घर में 2 मेहमान आ गए तो इतनी टेंशन ले लेते हैं, कुछ लोग 10 लोग भी आ गए कोई टेंशन नहीं लेते हैं। तो तो ये जो चीजें रहती है ना, ये our present behavior, our present reactions are actually because of our past experiences that we may have right from our childhood. So what we feel as an individual is, ठीक है, वो तो मतलब अगर कोई हमें आ जाके बोले ना कि इसका कनेक्शन ना हमारे पास्ट के साथ है, तो हम बोलेंगे ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, वो अभी फिलहाल ऐसा है, वो आ गए थे, 10 लोग आ गए थे घर पे, तो हाउ वी कुड मैनेज, या फिर बिन बताए 2 लोग आ गए घर पे रहने के लिए, अरे हम कैसे मैनेज करते। या फिर अगर उसने ना, अरे मैं ऐसे जा रही थी और उसने मुझे सडनली ऐसी बात बोल दी, हाउ डू आई मैनेज। तो बट उस समय हमने जो रिएक्ट किया है वो एक्चुअली ये दिखने में बहुत स्मॉल है, हम इसको कोई पत्ता नहीं देते हैं कि हमारी पास्ट हिस्ट्री का, बट एक्चुअली ये बहुत बड़ी जगह लेके रखा हुआ है, कहाँ पे, हमारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में। It has taken a very big place in our subconscious mind, and that is modifying all our reactions and behavior currently.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very, very important. Our subconscious mind. So let's say an event happens, okay, in our life, a negative event. It creates an impact on our subconscious mind. Now that event is over, but our subconscious mind carries those emotions while it moves, and it creates a map. A map. A mind creates our map regarding a particular situation or a group of people. It generalizes. मैप का मतलब जनरलाइज करना शुरू करते हैं कि सारे आदमी खराब होते हैं। क्या देखा है कि मेरे मम्मी पापा में लड़ाई होती थी, मेरे पापा मम्मी को मारते थे। ऑल मेन आर यूजलेस, women have no respect at home. उसके साथ खुद उतना कुछ नहीं हुआ, 10 ग्राम हुआ होगा, बट इट टेक्स अ रिएक्शन ऑफ 1 kg बिकॉज that subconscious mind is storing all the emotions. Okay, so we have to resolve our negative emotions.
So basically we view the world based on our mind map that we have created. So all of us have created a certain mind map in our mind. हम सबके एक इंडिविजुअल माइंड मैप्स हैं लाइफ को देखने के लिए। तो एक सिचुएशन चल रही है, सपोज किसी ने कोई 2 लोग आपस में बात कर रहे हैं, कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट चल रहा है, तो अगर वहां पे 10 लोग उसको ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं ना, तो 10 लोगों का पर्सपेक्टिव उस सिचुएशन के लिए अलग आएगा। तो इसीलिए अगर हम जब एक स्टोरी सुनते हैं, तो स्टोरी सुन तो एक ही स्टोरी बता रहे हैं, लेकिन या हम जब क्लास भी सुनते हैं, तो जितने लोग क्लास में बैठे हुए हैं, लेकिन हर कोई उसका परसेप्शन और उस क्लास को वो अलग तरीके से लेगा। इन द सेंस कोई उसमें से कुछ लेसन्स ड्रॉ करके पर्सनल एप्लीकेशन लेगा, कुछ लोगों ने उसमें से कमियां ढूंढी होगी कि अरे ठीक है वो सब तो ठीक था पर ये इसमें गलत था। तो हर एक का ऐसे एक अलग अलग पर्सपेक्टिव होगा उस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन। ये क्यों होता है? क्योंकि हम सब ने अपने अंदर एक माइंड मैप्स बना रखे हैं, हमारे पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस की वजह से ये माइंड मैप बन चुके हैं सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में, और ये हमें नहीं पता। ऐसा नहीं कि वी आर कंप्लीटली अवेयर ऑफ इट, वी आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट, इट इज देयर इन आवर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड।
Yeah. So what are the symptoms that we have a real, so basically any wrong event happens, it is natural that we feel bad about it. But how do we understand that we have like storehouse of unresolved emotions? There are 4 symptoms. Okay, the first symptoms is overreaction. We tend to overreact a lot, overly sensitive, overly reacting about something which doesn't deserve that kind of reaction. Okay, that's the first thing. That means my subconscious mind is saying, please resolve it, please resolve, please lighten me. We don't hear it. Okay, and I think that, okay, this is probably, this person is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong. Okay, I can handle it in different ways. Okay. I'm talking of even devotees, huh, by the way. It is not just, um, I'm not talking of outside people and all those things, you know. So I'm talking of devotees also. They face these issues. They do face these issues. Okay. And yes, chanting purifies us. But if we read Bhagavad Gita, I will come to that separately. Even Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna went through that, you know, that whole tussle when Kurukshetra war was about to start. So Krishna didn't immediately start with it. He actually took some time to put Arjun to senses. Okay. So this is the point. So first symptom is overreaction. We overreact on things. बहुत ज़्यादा. The second is, after overreacting, if we still are not resolving our subconscious mind, emotions, and all those things, it starts building up in our nature. We become an irritable person. People fear us. Okay, people will fear that, no, Babre, matlab, people will fear, you know, being around them. Okay, because they may explode anytime. Okay, so, and our perception will also become very black and white. Okay, we like, no, it's not right or wrong. We may be very solidly this thing, analyzing things around us, but it will lead to a certain type of nature which is maybe critical, very critical, maybe very irritable quickly, or maybe very negative about things, maybe very not able to say anything positive, maybe seeing ये चीज ऐसी ही होनी चाहिए, ऐसे ही होनी चाहिए, ऐसे ही होनी चाहिए, इस टाइप का ये, दिस इज अ symptom of unresolved mind, unresolved emotions.
Getting too much affected by others' opinion.
Getting too much affected. अगर मेरा ओपिनियन आपके ओपिनियन से डिफरेंट है तो भाई दोस्ती खत्म, जाओ. और ऐसा होता है डिवोटी सर्कल में कि नहीं होता? होता है, बिल्कुल होता है. People feel that as if you are killing me, you are not killing my opinion, you know. So people get so much attached to it. Okay. And in married life also this comes up. Okay. Slight conflict happens. No, you're bad, you're this. We see sometimes even suicide happening, you know. In I'm talking of devotees now, right now. It does happen, you know, because slight thing, you know, and people feel that there is no option left. Oh, I'm chanting, still things are not improving only. Oh, I'm hearing daily, day and now, it is not improving. Point is that no, there's no problem in hearing and chanting. I have to uncover the rug and clear it off. Then chanting is going to start working. Okay. So, so these are different. Even then, if we don't resolve it, even so, subconscious mind is crying now by showing it up in our nature. Even then, if we don't resolve, then we move to the next stage where it starts, those unresolved emotions start showing up in my body. So I hope you know now these things like psychosomatic diseases, okay, wherein person is becoming extremely obese, okay. 45% of Americans are obese. I'm sure they have their own experiences actually, okay. Or they may have various diseases or pain. For no reason, their body parts are paining. But the body parts are not paining. The emotions are like, trying to say, Baba, clear karo anko. And even when then we don't hear that, next stage is one starts feeling extremely depressed. And sometimes even suicide come to mind. Yes. Hare Krishna. Voice is not clear. Why it is not clear? After 4 symptoms, all was lost. Okay. Are we audible now?
Actually, network is very looking. This audio that would be better actually.
so we were talking about these 4 levels now. So first is we take it at the level of the subconscious mind is like showing up in form of overreaction. Then second is when overreaction is we don't resolve it, then it starts showing up in a way of how it starts showing up in our behavior, and then even then we don't resolve it. Needed, we'll use that. Even then we don't resolve it, it starts showing up in the body in form of psychosomatic diseases. And then fourth level, we start feeling very depressed, we start feeling like, and sometimes even suicidal. I feel that there is no option in life left because our glass of subconscious mind is completely filled up. Okay, I'm not resolving it. Generally, this ability to forgive and forget and be happy in life is very, very important. Once I asked His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj that how can I make no Guru happy? He said that very interesting answer. He told, be yourself first of all happy. Okay, then you can make others happy. So sometimes we are so miserable in our lives, that we don't really relish the sweetness of Krishna consciousness. Okay, and these things stop us. Okay, and we are seeing now why we are talking about this is now the generation we are talking about, the times which we are talking about, people are coming from broken families background. The parents relationship was not good, or they have seen abuse in their past, like no in their childhood or maybe later, or they have seen breakups, they have seen betrayals somewhere. No, it weighs heavily in our mind. Okay, so if we are ready to forgive and forget and move on in our lives, very good. But if we are not, we are stuck, we are not able to grow, no, we should seriously think about resolving our past emotions. So time moves on, but we don't move on. We are stuck. किसी ने कुछ गलती करी तो 10 साल तक याद रखेंगे उसने वो गलती करी थी इसके। अरे बाप रे, इतना ज्यादा टेंशन लेके कौन जी सकता है? So this hinders our happy execution of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. You want to add something, or we'll push to question answers?
Yeah, we can revise quickly and take home message.
Yeah. So what we covered today is very briefly. We covered the rise above limits, rise and stabilize. That was our topic, and there are two main things. First is
so just quick revision right from the beginning. So we saw the 4 quadrants. We saw the 2 things, that is, one is aspirations, low, moderate or high aspirations, and low, moderate or high skills. So skill develop करना बहुत जरूरी है. These skills are life management skills. यहाँ पे हम ये skills नहीं बात कर रहे हैं कि कौन सुंदर हार बना देता है, कौन सुंदर चपातियाँ बना लेता है, but it is life management skills. So then we moved on to लाइफ मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स डेवलप करने के लिए हमने यहाँ पे ये I discussed. So then we discussed this pyramid, and then ये जो ocean है, this is actually हमारा soul. We have very good potential, but ये जो glaciers हैं ये हमारे mind के blockages हैं. Okay, one is कंफर्ट जोन, कि हमें अपने कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर नहीं आना है. हमने जैसा सोच लिया है, हमारा जो तरीका है जीवन जीने का, हम वैसे ही जीना चाहते हैं. या दिस इज द सर्कमफ्रेंस. मे बी ड्यू टू फियर ऑफ फेलियर की वजह से बाहर नहीं आना है, या फिर ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है क्यों ग्रो करना है, हम अपने में खुश हैं. या फिर थर्ड है ओपन माइंडेडनेस नहीं है लर्न करने के लिए.
So basically here the point is that act according to the phase of life and embrace the duty which you have been given of that phase of life. Embrace that duty and grow in that duty. Yeah.
Ready to अपने आप को ओपन करना होगा सबसे पहले for embracing, correct, as he said, according to the phase of life, the new things. and then we actually see जब हम ऐसा करते हैं then हमारा actual growth होता है rather than restricting ourselves. Then second is unresolved emotions. Although it appears to be a very small glacier, but it occupies a very big place in our subconscious mind. So these unresolved emotions has to be like we have to talk to someone. हमें बात करनी चाहिए अपने friends से, या some seniors, some counselors we can talk to. उनसे हमारे कुछ चीजें हैं, हम क्यों ऐसा नहीं कर पाते, तो हम लोग को how do we come to that point where we understand कि I need to bring some change in myself. तो जब हम कुछ ऐसे areas identify कर रहे हैं जो हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं पर हम करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, पर हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, then we need to talk to someone or work on ourselves. And
yeah, so unresolved emotions is when we carry the when we carry the hurt of the past and the negative experiences of the past. Even in our present, we are carrying it forward, and that is making our patterns, And we discuss the 4 levels. How to identify our unresolved emotions is within our subconscious mind. When we overreact on every small thing, just overreactions, And the second is it starts showing up in our way we think, behave. No friends, no social circle. We become like isolated. I want to remain isolated, and basically we develop some weird patterns or weird thoughts are about life, weird thoughts. Okay,
actually it also happens many times that people come and say that like there are some children I teach in school, तो कुछ बच्चे होते हैं वो आके बोलते हैं कि हमारा कोई फ्रेंड नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है आपका फ्रेंड? क्योंकि कोई मुझे लेता नहीं है अपने साथ खेलने के लिए. तो ये बड़े होते होते भी होता है, जिससे हम बड़े लोगों को भी देखते हैं. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं हमारे कोई फ्रेंड्स नहीं है ना, हमारे कॉलेज में फ्रेंड्स हैं ना, शादी के बाद भी अगर हो जाता है वी हैव नो फ्रेंड्स. तो क्यों फ्रेंड्स नहीं है? तो ऐसे बोलते हैं कि नहीं उसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसमें उसके साथ जाके ट्राई करो, नहीं उसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो उसको अच्छे से बोलना नहीं आता है, वो गालियां देता है, ठीक है, तो इससे जाके फ्रेंडशिप करो, ये ग्रुप से जाके फ्रेंडशिप करो, नहीं ये ग्रुप ना मारता है, तीसरे ग्रुप से जाके फ्रेंडशिप करो, नहीं ये अपनी कोई चीजें शेयर नहीं करते हैं. तो हमको क्या लगता है जब यहाँ पे हमें समझ में आता है अगर हमारे फ्रेंड्स नहीं है तो दुनिया में प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो सकती, तो हमारे अंदर प्रॉब्लम है. क्योंकि अगर ठीक है, अगर एक पर्सन ऐसा बोल दे कि मेरा ये 2-4 लोगों के साथ नहीं जमता, ठीक है, उसके साथ केमिस्ट्री नहीं जमी, समझ में आ गई, बट अगर मेरा 100% लोगों के साथ नहीं जमता है तो 100% लोगों में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, फिर हमारे में प्रॉब्लम. So that is where we should understand that there is some problem in me. Now I have to correct myself.
So the difference between two things, comfort zone, is that in comfort zone necessarily you are not negative about things, but you are just lazy about improvement. Unresolved emotions means you are negative about things, you are negative about people around you, you are critical. So we discussed those 4 levels. One is overreaction. Second is it starts showing up in our nature. Third, it starts showing up in our body in form of diseases, unnecessary pain coming in different areas of our body. And then fourth is one gets into depression, starts feeling there is no option in life, and so we have to get this sorted. और एक ग्लेशियर बहुत बड़ा बन जाता है, and it can sink our Titanic of spiritual life also. Okay, so point is that for unresolved emotions, it's very important to have healthy relations, have somebody whom you love and trust, share your heart, okay, who can help us overcome that. Okay, a very good relationship, a loving relationship can easily heal us of our past. Okay, that's a very powerful way of healing from our past. Okay, in some circumstances one may need an external help, in some circumstances one may also eventually need a professional help, but that's a separate thing. But the point is that this is a hindering block in our life. And why we are talking about this is because we are seeing a lot of background of broken, so many other problems in our family ecosystem. Typically it comes either the parents have stayed separately, or the parents were together but they had a very poor relationship, or one of the parent was not there only, or there was so many things and so on and so forth, or we had a history of child abuse or something like that. So there can be many reasons, many more reasons, but this is what you wanted to talk about. Okay, so we can open for questions now, because this is slightly,
so you can raise your hand,
yeah,
or
and
type it in the chat box.
Yeah, yes,
there was a question in the chat box.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, I just saw.
Oh yes. How do I navigate through the fear of not being compatible enough to my partner if he's way more
Emotionally mature and wise in my comparison. As an aspiring wife, I do adore his qualities, but often fear whether how much I will be every time able to act maturely in handling my emotions.
Okay.
Okay, so you have open conversation with your husband, with your partner, and tell him that I appreciate you for your maturity and you are very good in dealing with emotions, and I am learning and I want to grow, so I may sometimes fall back again, हो सकता है मैं fail हो जाऊं ऐसा 100% every time I might not succeed, so you please help me in doing that. So real partnership is that, correct? Husband wife or any friend we have, so we are here to help each other, correct? तो कोई एक ऐसा नहीं है जो perfect है. There is no perfect person in this world. Everybody is coming with their own strengths and weaknesses. So we have friends, we have partners, so that when we go down, they help us come up, and when they go down, we help them come up. So that's how the relationship also flourishes.
Yeah. So as you rightly told, Mataji, that no, it's a fear of not being compatible. So maybe it is just there in your mind, as she told. Just speak it out. It may be in your mind only. It may not actually be the case. And since you are saying your partner is anyways mature, so he will be very happy to have this matured conversation. Okay, and able to handle you, or you will also. And having said that, he will have his own weaknesses. Okay, so definitely you also come with your own strengths, because what we have seen is that no partners are like no this marriages, especially devotee marriages or even outside marriages, uh, no arrangement is such that no two opposing personalities they come together. So maybe you are good in something which he is not good at. So you both complement each other. So don't think in this relationship you are the only one who is having a issue. Okay, that is not also very healthy thought. Okay, uh, for you to have. Okay, we don't have to be too proud about it if we are contributing, but we should be confident that I also bring value in the relationship. Okay.
So कई बार just fear रहता है हमें कि what अगर मैंने ये बता दिया ये ऐसे मेरी weaknesses हैं, so it's not like that. We should just open up and say, be genuine and genuinely बता दो जो भी है, and then surely will sometimes you will bring him up, sometimes he will take you up.
Yeah. So there's the next question. Very supportive in both my career and KC life, but now as I'm expecting a child, I'm not sure about what should I do with my career. I'm working as a software engineer. Sometimes I'm willing to take a break in career, and sometimes I fear of losing track of my career.
So Aditya, it depends on your family situation. If you have some support of say your parents or your in-laws, then if you have some support of your parents or in-laws, then maybe you may 3-4 महीने का जो आपको maternity leave रहती है उसके बाद if you are able to continue something like work from home and all these things. But अगर आपके पास support नहीं है parents का, then you may have to take a break, and that's very much worth it, because बच्चे का care compromise नहीं होना चाहिए बिल्कुल भी, and not that वो बच्चे, if there is no financial need, of course it depends case to case. किसी के केस में ऐसा होता है कि husband is not husband needs that support from wife, correct? Financial support also. So it depends case to case, but thing is that the principle is that बच्चे की केयर निग्लेक्ट नहीं होनी चाहिए, एंड जितना हो सके यू टेक सपोर्ट फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स और इन लॉज, एंड अगर फाइनेंशियल नीड नहीं है then take a break and focus on your child.
Yeah, absolutely. So the key principle is try your best to avoid outsourcing of childcare. It should be between the parents. Next best is grandparents. Okay, but best is parents. Okay, so don't try to outsource it in some way. Okay, next.
And ऐसा लगता है जब the child is small that the phase is never going to get over. मतलब जब बच्चा छोटा रहता है ना तो ऐसा लगता है कि अब ऐसे ही जीवन निकलने वाला है क्या, this is what my life is क्या. तो we should just enjoy that phase. उस समय frustration में नहीं रहना है, and knowing that it's a temporary phase. Move on. And knowing that it's a temporary phase, and it will get over, it surely gets over after some time, and then you can आप career शुरू कर सकते हैं वापस.
So go with the flow. Okay, enjoy your motherhood, don't worry so much on. Anyways, by the way, on a lighter note, anyways, software careers are getting tough times, Mataji. Okay, so maybe your career as a mother may actually make you shine more. Okay, that may so happen. Anyways, okay, Prabhuji and Mataji, thank you for. Okay, जैसे हम move on कर लेते हैं past events से, but sometimes such situations arise which remind us of those past events. Then how to handle them? Radhika? Okay, so yes, definitely, and that's why we are saying that that means the past events you are thinking you have moved on, but may not completely. Okay, so therefore, when such situations are arising, you are still getting reminded of that. So point is, we should work on our mentality. Maybe we are generalizing based on our past events that everybody is like that only, and I'm not able to see the love and care and the positivity I'm getting in my current life, in my current situation, just because I'm so much overwhelmed with my past situation. हमारी past situation हमारे को इतना वो करके रखी हुई है कि हम वो परसीव ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं पॉजिटिव मैसेजेस जो हमारे पास आ रहे हैं लाइफ के. तो बहुत जरूरी है पहली चीज हमारे को अपने ऊपर काम करना. और अच्छी बात है आप ये आइडेंटिफाई तो कर पा रहे हो कि पास्ट इवेंट की वजह से मैं सिचुएशन को नहीं कर पा रही. ये फर्स्ट बहुत बड़ा स्टेप है जो आपने ले चुके हो ऑलरेडी. सो द सेकंड स्टेप इज ब्रेक द जनरलाइजेशन जो आप उस पास्ट इवेंट से कैरी कर रहे हो कि सब लोग ऐसे होते हैं. नहीं, अब एक लाइफ में एक फ्रेश अप्रेजल लो लाइफ का और एक फ्रेश पर्सपेक्टिव लो ऐसे लोगों का जिसको आप पहले से वो कैरी कर रहे हो. एंड it is very important. So that is one thing. That is first thing what you can do. Second is maybe you are already working on it and this may be a passing phase. तो कई बार क्या होता है कि जब हम जो चीज कर रहे होते हैं we just have to continue doing it, of not bringing our past in the present, and slowly it dies down. Okay, so you may already be on a way of transitioning out of that past event already. So if let's say we are getting reminded of those past events, let's not act on it, let's not speak on it, let's not use the words which are going to make the situation more difficult. तो वो ना करें हम लोग. That is very important. And if it is becoming you can frankly share it with somebody whom you trust and love about this kind of things, which past event जो आपके past event बोलने से भी किसी को बताने से भी जो नॉन जजमेंटली उनको सुन सकता है उससे भी वो पास्ट इवेंट काफी हद तक हील हो जाते हैं. So find somebody like that. Okay, so now there are a lot of questions.
Often feel that one has to manage more and we are not trained, and this affects, though theoretically we know we have to manage, since we are not trained often becomes difficult.
No, can you tell the question? It's a private question, so you have to tell this question.
Yeah, as a girl, I often feel that woman has to manage more and we are not trained. And this affects, though theoretically we know we have to manage, since we are not trained, often becomes difficult. And when proposals come, they demand girl to do everything. How to tackle this? That's why training is needed. That is why, we have taken this humble effort of opening up this forum. So training is very much required, and ठीक है अगर लेट ट्रेनिंग मिल गई है तो जहां से भी मिल गई है वहां से उठा लो. So पहले नहीं मिली, but now we know that certain things we were not trained in and now we have to develop those things. It's not too late. ऐसा नहीं हम 40 years के हो गए हैं, मतलब मैं हो गई हूँ, आप लोग नहीं हुए. तो so 45 or 50 years हो गए हैं जो अभी हम नई चीजें नहीं सीख पाएंगे. So हो जाएगा. So we have to get trained. We have to train ourselves.
So I'll tell you, this is a very good question, and very happy to see that you are open to get trained and you understand the importance of these things. I'll tell you, Mate, this is 50% battle won, if you feel like that. So let's say if the training is not available, and don't compare. Like, I'm seeing the next point which you have mentioned is that of base for boys in ISKCON. I am associated with voice and bass for many years. Even they need this kind of training. Okay, uh, so they also need that kind of training. Uh, this training uh, is needed by everyone. Even those who have passed out of bases, they also lack sometimes, and they have to be trained in this. So your point of managing the home, etc., and all, work with your relatives or your mother, and take more time off, take more responsibilities of home, because this is not going to happen overnight. Okay, so take such responsibilities which will make you uncomfortable. That's why we discuss comfort zone. So take such responsibilities, start taking it. And secondly, not everything will become perfect before you get married. Understand that if that is demanded, you do it. You accept that as a housewife I'm supposed to do it. Then train on the job. Jump in the swimming pool. Sometimes the best way to learn swimming is jump in the pool. Okay, so as much as you can get trained through these forums, have the relevant seniors in your life who can train you on this, or your mother, and etc., etc. And after that, don't wait for 100% perfection. If you are ready for marriage, if you are oriented towards working as a uh, you know working to contribute and appreciate this role, go ahead and jump in the pool and learn swimming. You will learn swimming. Nothing is going to, Krishna will help you. So where there is will, there is way. Okay, that is how it is. Okay, so don't get too much worried about it. Okay, and there's a training forum, and we want to do it more and more, and I hope it is helpful to all of you, and we'll do it all these sessions. Okay, please keep suggesting some topics also.
And some of you are also contacting me personally on WhatsApp message. So if you want, you can do that.
Please do that. Yeah.
Some issue that you want to share, so you can surely do it to me on my personal.
Can you put your number in case you want to?
So this is my WhatsApp number also. You can.
Okay.
I've put it in the chat. Your next question.
Okay.
If we talk about intimacy, as it depends on partner's expectations, mainly has husband, as discussed, if not prasadam, at least veg. If partner have some high expectations from you, then how do you serve? Okay, so this is like, it's like appetite. Okay, so so someone has one chapati, someone wants to eat one chapati, someone wants to eat 4 chapati. So thing is that it should never go outside marriage. Okay, so best is to do it. Best thing is to do it only for the sake of the child. Okay, if that's not possible, next thing, try to restrict it as much as possible, and but it should never ever go outside marriage. ठीक है, वो outside marriage वाली बात फिर हो जाती है, non-veg वाली बात हो जाती है, and it is definitely breaking of the regulative principle. And also, as Prabhupada said, the highest thing is it should happen only for the procreation. But then one can see it depends on what we were told when I was in girls' voice before marriage. हमें clearly बताया गया था कि if your husband is asking it daily, do it daily also. Thing is that otherwise, if you don't do it, then he might go outside. If that's his will. So that should not happen. So it depends on person to person, and one should actually see the appetite, and one can also sit and discuss with the husband. If one feels that husband is having some other demands, उनका level अलग है, तो बैठ के बात कर सकते हैं. So we can see. But thing is that it should never lead to any conflicts between husband and wife, or husband should not go out.
So yeah, so one thing based on the question, I understand that if partner has high expectations from you, then how to serve. So okay, so it means that
high expectations of
more.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I thought that he has expectation of very high standards, and but any which ways. So if that is the case, then as she mentioned that no, see, it's a very couple specific thing. And I can tell you one thing that no, this procreation only, sex only for procreation is a standard which is an automatically achieved standard. Okay. Uh, Based on one's advancement in Krishna consciousness. Okay. It is not something somebody is instructed, please don't do it, and then they will not do it. It's not going to happen like that. It's a very, uh, it's a very specific to one's realization in Krishna consciousness. Very, very specific to that. Okay. So that is one thing. And second is that no, we also need to understand that dharmic karma, which Krishna says personally, I am. Definitely it is for the procreation, but it is also to preserve the purity of marriage. Okay. It is also to preserve the loyalty in marriage. That is also dharmic only. So don't feel guilty if your husband is having a lot of expectations, but at the same time, so he's kind of struggling with that particular aspect. So don't feel that no, you are not. Of course, everybody has to try. So he also needs to be coached. He also needs to come in a proper association and coached in spiritual life, and maybe he has to read more and get more deeper in spiritual life, which will help him. But that's a process. It is not going to happen overnight just because no, that is what is written. No, nothing will do. That will lead to issues. That will lead to serious issues then. Okay. So we have to balance it out, and ensure that it is, as she mentioned, it should not go outside marriage. Okay. It should never go that ways. Okay. And don't feel so much guilty about it also, because it should not. Then with that guilt, no, that healthy guilt is okay, but when it goes in a very unhealthy zone, then one starts developing hatred. So if I can't do something, no, then I start developing negative feeling about that standard only itself. So that's how it is. Okay.
You can also pray to Lord. That also really helps.
As you mentioned, we should grow as per phase of life, but as I am in phase of searching for partner for marriage,
And I have a fear of practicing Krishna consciousness, fear of leaving Krishna consciousness.
Maybe so this question from Payal Matri, what I think what you're asking is that family is not in devotional life, but you want to practice devotional life. What if you get married to a partner who is not in Krishna consciousness? I think that is what she's asking. You want to respond?
Yeah, so you try to marry a devotee. So you can talk to your parents, and parents को क्या है mainly अच्छा लड़का होना चाहिए. अगर बहुत caste specific हैं parents, तो उनको उनके caste का चाहिए, okay, and financially well settled चाहिए, nature अच्छा होना चाहिए लड़के का. तो first try searching for such kind of boy. उनके जो expectations है उसके according वैसा लड़का. Try searching in devotee community. और अगर ज़्यादा time हो रहा है, अगर age ज़्यादा हो रही है, then ऐसा हो जाता है कि फिर बाहर शादी करनी पड़ती है. But at least look for a devotee, look for a boy who is at least not eating non-veg, and आप पहले ही उनसे clearly ये सब बात कर सकते हो कि you are having such kind of lifestyle, and then slowly with your good behavior and association the person changes. ऐसा बोलते हैं कि अगर एक घर की लेडी आ गई ना भक्ति में पहले, तो पूरा घर बदलने की क्षमता रहती है उसमें. So just by her good behavior with everyone, she changes the entire home. We have seen many families जिसमें लेडी पहले आई भक्ति में और उसके साथ हस्बैंड आ गया, बच्चे आ गए, इन-लॉज आ गए, सबके सब आ गए. बट अगर हम लोग भक्ति में आकर हम उनको ऐसा दिखा रहे हैं कि आप तुच्छ हो, तो वो लोग नहीं आएंगे भक्ति में कभी. So we practice this, अपना करते रहते हैं और उनको भी हम अच्छे से सर्व करते हैं. Then they also get motivated. Yes, you want to add something?
No, yeah, it is fine. It is, and I think I don't know what is your background in terms of, maybe you can specifically talk also with Leela, Radhika. But maybe if you are already working, earning, and all those things, then it is okay to put your point very clearly in front of parents. आजकल तो लोग कर ही सकते हैं clear communication. So put your point across clearly. And we are planning to conduct another Vivah Sammelan very soon with all of your support. So hopefully, we will have. We want to have parents also coming, and we want to have more and more people from different parts of the India and world to participate, so that your parents also can see that ISKCON is not just about getting married to a devotee, but they can get somebody in their caste also. So we'll try to address that point as well.
You gave a very important point on embracing the duties with the present ongoing phase of life, but are there any green flags to acknowledge that we are really growing and dealing with these changes? Because many times the need for external validation of our efforts becomes a validation of our growth, or being achievement bounded drives us to be more desirous of respect and admiration for our efforts.
Yeah, so this is a very good question. So green flag, how do we know whether we are growing or whether we are acknowledging, embracing the duties? Mode of goodness. So we get clarity in our life, we get maturity in our life, we get depth in our life, and we become less disturbed in our lives. Okay, when there are some reversals or some kind of negative situations, we start developing more tolerance in our life, we start developing more humility in our life, and we become more fulfilled in our life. These are some of the validations which will ensure that you are embracing the duties and doing them well. I have a different question that I have first two symptoms or four symptoms you mentioned, but actually I don't know the reason about the emotional baggage. So this will need some conversation. Maybe we can personally talk, because we need to check why it is there. Okay, so this is for Aditi. I think you can call Leela, Radhika, and we can speak in detail about this. Because unless we understand, we'll not be able to decipher it is how it is. Maybe some. So you are saying that overreaction and in the nature it is showing up now irritable. Maybe it is circumstantially there. Or maybe the current situation is so stressful, as you mentioned, that you are expecting a child, and you are also managing your career, you are also managing your family. So there are so many things on your, and you're already in an IT job, which is very merciless generally. So maybe it is too much to handle on your plate. Then it has nothing to do with past. Then it is just your present situation is too, you are facing a burnout sort of situation. That may also be the case, because back to back, there are so many things. Then you have your own pressure of sadhana, and so many things. Okay, so if that is the case, which I feel in all probability that is how it is, then it is very important for you to prioritize in your life and remove some things off your plate. See, if you are getting into too much of back to back things and burnout, no, it's a clear call out that you should remove some of the boxes in your life and stay peaceful. Okay, and my advice to you will be, since you are expecting a child, you should do samskaras. Okay. Slightly off topic, but third month you should do Pumshavan samskar, which is for a healthy child. And you should also do Simantonayan in the fifth month, which is for the spiritual intelligence of the child. And finally, there is Soshanti Home Samskara, which is for the safe delivery of the child, okay, or for both mother and father, for both mother and the child. So please do these samskaras as well, which will also make you more positive, okay, about things. That's how it is. Okay, very good. So still, if you have any specific question, please let us know personally. Women's duty is to serve husband and take care of household. If a woman, because she is working and not able to manage household, not performing her duty to do her job, and is considered sinful according to scriptures. Yes. So this question, that is it sinful? So point is that, no, let's not beat around the bush. When Arjuna was not fighting, which was his duty, Krishna told it is sinful when you don't do your duties. So how to balance and manage different roles, it is okay, but your primary duty is to actually take care of your household. So when you don't do it, definitely it will lead to consequences. Okay, it will lead to consequences. You may be doing great in your career, but it will have its own consequences. And we can't say in our life that I am a devotee, Krishna will take care. No, there are consequences for whatever actions we take. Okay, so definitely, unless your performance of career is very important for the financial stability of the house, and the house is in a financial need, then it is important. But let's say it is my desire to work in a career, work, or sometimes, husbands are like, no, I'm just assuming that the husband is not so much, he's neutral. Husband is neutral, but it is my desire to ensure it is being done, and no, I have to work, I have to grow. Neglecting my household, then it's a problem. And let me very honest with you, it is not easy to balance everything also. Okay, uh, so it should not lead to your burnout and health issues also. So we have to find out ways. But to your question, is it considered sinful? Any duty we pick up and we are not doing it, okay, it is a problem. Okay. Yeah, yes, please. My parents are okay with devotees, but they say as you don't have any boyfriend and being veg and devotee of ISKCON, people say no to our face.
When you contact any prospects on site,
My parents are okay with devotee, but they say as you don't have any boyfriend. Okay. So you are not finding match within devotees, but you don't have any arrangement also. Okay, in terms of you don't have any boyfriend, etc. Also, basically, neither ke na udhar ke types. That is the point. You want to respond? So, I acknowledge your struggle, Mataji. I don't know why, but it is becoming a slightly difficult thing within our movement to find matches. I don't know. There is sometimes a perfectionist attitude or whatever it may be. But we have to work through it. So please aggressively look for some devotees. And I think we can talk something specific if you can share your profile along with my wife. She's on WhatsApp. She has already shared her number. We can also try to see in our circle that if you can get a devotee. So we'll try to help from that perspective. Let's say if nothing is happening, uh, and the age is going by, then we have to think of some other options as well. So let us, I think you share your profile, and I think a personal chat will help on this. Okay, so I think we have sorted all the questions. Anything else anybody is having? Or we are good. So really want to thank everyone.
okay, thank you everyone. So we'll meet very soon with the next series.
Yeah. I hope the dilemma is cleared now, so we'll move to some other topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can share it on WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.